Let's sing together a Christmas carol. We'll start on hymn number 253 in the gray hymnal. O come, all ye faithful, with the chorus being in Latin. Venite adoramus. You'll make it. I invite you to rise in body and our spirit. If you're joining us online this morning, you'll find the lyrics to the carol posted in the chat. We'll start, though, in English with the first verse. O come, all ye faithful.
Come and behold.
joy to the world. Hymn number 245.
Good morning. Welcome to the Olympia Unitarian Universalist Congregation this Christmas morning. The OUU community comes together in the mutual promises and possibilities of our covenant. We envision an interconnected world that is loving, just, and healthy. We commit to live out our mission to welcome and wonder, embrace and empower, bridge and become. We are so glad you're here today, in whatever way you have arrived. I'm the Reverend Mary Geer, and I serve as OUUC's minister. I use she, her pronouns, and with me today is Troy Fisher, our music director. Just a few logistics. The service is being recorded and streamed live on Zoom and YouTube. For those here in the sanctuary, you can see the subtitles on the screen. Children of all ages are welcome here in the sanctuary, and there is space up here if you'd like a comfy chair or a little bit more space to spread out. We are a multi-generational community, and we value everyone of any age. Welcome. We are grateful for the many hands that helped make worship happen this morning. Thank you to all who contribute in so many ways. After the service, everyone will have a chance to discuss a reflection question that I've offered. For those online, we invite you into a breakout room for a virtual coffee chat and just to say Merry Christmas. For those in person, please feel free to stay after the service for coffee and conversation in the Commons. There are many things happening at OUUC, from a variety of groups to Thursday community dinners and spiritual practices to study and action groups. Check out the Tuesday electronic update or the website for the most up-to-date information. And as a reminder, next Sunday's service will be an in-person only service, a fire ritual outdoors to welcome the new year. We have canopies for the rain. Now, let us open our hearts and minds as we prepare for worship. Welcome, everyone. It is good to be together.
This morning and every Sunday morning, we join Unitarian Universalist congregations around the world in lighting a chalice, the symbol of our faith tradition. Please join me as we light our chalice together with these words from Catherine Esty. Little flame, light the tender kindling of our souls, and soon a roaring blaze shall be of warmth and love and community. From this little spark may a fire of passion spread from heart to heart, and light our way, sweet Spirit, and light our way. Let's sing together again, hymn number 239, Go Tell It on the Mountain. I invite you to rise again. And online, hope you're singing with us. The lyrics are posted in the chat.
Our opening words this Christmas morning are titled, "We Have an Old Story to Tell," by Gretchen Haley. Calling all who cannot wait any longer for joy, for hope and some good news, even a little. The time has come, the waiting is over. Here in this time, we have an old story to tell, one that has been shared over and over for thousands of years, but still somehow it remains unheard, still radical and risky, breaking through into these days of darkness and cold, division and fear, interrupting the perpetual stories of violence and loss and a feeling of powerlessness. Into the errands and errors of our everyday, Christmas arrives, not only to comfort, but to awaken, to reassure, and also to stir up as a new life, a life of peace and justice and courageous love that struggles to be born. Wondering if we will yet be the ones who make room in our lives and in our world for the refugee, the poor, the plain and messy sweetness of a newborn baby. If we will take the journey to Bethlehem, if we will be changed by the presence of a love that meets us where we are in the fields where we lay and calls us forth into a new journey, a braver and bolder life, believing that it is not too late for strong and gentle people to win, for compassion and truth to have the final say, for the bright light of hope to shine through even on the darkest night. Come, let us celebrate the good news of Christmas. Come, let us worship together.
And let's sing together once again. Hymn number 254, Sing We Now of Christmas. invite you to rise again and let's sing together.
Sing we now of Christmas, Noel sing we here. Hear our grateful praises to the babe so dear. Sing we Noel, the child of born Noel. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we Noel. Angels call the shepherds, leave your flocks and rest. Journey forth to Bethlehem, find the child so blessed. Sing we Noel, the child is born Noel. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we now Noel. In the town they found him, Joseph, Mary mild, seated by the manger, watched the holy child. Sing we Noel, the child is born Noel. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we now Noel.
Thank you. Please be seated.
This reading is adapted from The Journey Back to Bethlehem by Teresa Schwartz. In times like these, we may seek a new word, but perhaps in times like these, more than new words, we need old words. We made the journey back to Bethlehem, to the old story of a young, unwed, pregnant girl and her fiancé, Joseph, a poor young carpenter. The Roman Emperor Caesar Augustus ordered a registration. Mary and Joseph, poor and ashamed, followed the orders of the ruling elite, the 1%. They journeyed far from home. Mary went into labor and gave birth to her child on the way, and there was no room for them there. No baby clothes. We sing songs about a glorious moment in that story, but the story, like all stories, goes on. After Jesus' birth, King Herod secretly calls the members of his cabinet to learn the details. He sends his wise men to do state surveillance on Camelback. The wise men find the little family, but in the midst of their government business, they are overcome with joy, and we're not sure why. Something shifted in their hearts. The wise men dream a dream to not return to the king. They leave their jobs. They leave for their own country by another road. Undocumented travelers in a foreign land. Then Joseph dreams a dangerous dream. He takes Mary and Jesus and they flee to Egypt, penniless immigrants running for their lives. These are stories of darkness, but these are also stories of joy. There is a story for us here. Perhaps it's not real, but it is true. Myth, said the Greek statesman Solon, is not about something that never happened. It's about something that happens over and over again. Maybe we left the story behind when we were little. Maybe it can be ours again once more. Maybe this old story of the Nativity, the story of poor Jews who become refugees, visited by Arab kings, undocumented travelers in a foreign land, all fleeing the empire, maybe the story can come alive in our hearts again. Because even in the darkness of this story, tyrants are subverted. A whole people who are poor in money and weak in spirit remember their power. They see beauty even in the darkness, and they resist. A baby born in poverty becomes a rabbi with a message so powerful that we are retelling it today. It was a message that could not die, even when the government condemned him to death. We read our stories today on screens of blue flickering light, sounds of war and hate through fiber optic cable and LTE networks. But fear not, the story says, for here is the challenge and the hope. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Out of the Harlems and Flints or South Sides of the world? Fear not, for it has always been so, and Christmas is always waiting to be born. This year again, let us make the journey back to Bethlehem. For this story, all stories go on. Spirit of life, be with us now, but be nearer to us still when the holiday is over, when we look to the days to come, like the wise men in the midst of everyday business. May we be overcome with joy, even when we are not sure why. May something shift in our hearts. And like the wise men, even if we don't yet know the way home, grant us the courage to take another road. Amen.
Christmas moon shining bright in the night sky alone, light my journey, I pray thee now, to bring me home. On this cold winter's night, give me courage to fight through the wind and the snow, till this journey brings me home. Home to the love that created my soul. Home to the joy that makes broken hearts whole. Home to the light you reflect as you shine. It is this light tonight marks the journey that's mine. Christmas moon shining bright in the night sky forlorn, did you shine on that night? Love came down and was born. Did you shine with the stars wise men saw all around as the angels sang glory? Did your light reach the ground? Glory they sing, oh glory on high. Glory the sound of their song fills this sky. Glory on high, their song echoes today in this crescent of love, shining hope that abides.
Each Sunday, including this Christmas morning, we express our gratitude by joining together in service to our community and to something greater than ourselves. The offering that we will collect does two things. It supports the ongoing work of OUUC, which is also supported by regular pledges. The offering also supports an organization that serves our community in harmony with our Unitarian Universalist values. For the months of November and December, our Share the Plate recipient is Olympia Books to Prisoners. Here's a short video about their important work.
Hi, OUUC community. My name is Sarah Kukkonen, and I'm a collective member of Olympia Books to Prisoners. And we are so appreciative of being selected for Share the Plate. If you don't know, Olympia Books to Prisoners works to offset the dehumanizing effects of incarceration by sending quality used books free of charge to inmates all over the United States. So how it works is we get letters from incarcerated individuals. We have volunteers read those letters and pick out books from our library, which is made up of community donations. And then we put together a little package along with a short letter and mail it to that person. We are a volunteer-run, consensus-based collective with very little overhead costs. So your donations will go directly towards shipping costs so that we can get more books to more people. The average package costs about $4, so a $4 donation would help one person. One of our biggest challenges is that the kind of book donations we get don't always align with the kinds of requests that we get. And we really aim to get folks books that are as close to what they want as possible. So if you're looking for another way to support us, you can bring your old books to Orca Books or Last Word Books and donate the credit to the Books to Prisoners account. So that way we can use the credit to fill in those gaps. Dictionaries are our #1 request, so another way community members can get involved is through organizing a dictionary drive. Thank you again so much for selecting Olympia Books to Prisoners for Share the Plate and helping to foster a love of reading and increase access to knowledge.
You can participate in the offering by making a donation online through the church website or by texting the number that will appear on the screen. You can also mail a check to OUC or place your offering in one of the baskets that the ushers will bring. In this season of generosity, may we open our hearts and pocketbooks to those who are most isolated. May the offering be generously given as it is gratefully received. Thank you for your generous gifts. We came together this Christmas morning bringing everything that is in our lives. It is a season of joy and sorrow and everything in between. Let's open our hearts to the complexity of life as we place stones in the water of community. You will hear a drumbeat as we share today. It brings into our awareness that our individual hearts beat, and together we create the heartbeat of our community. So right now, I invite you to take a deep breath in and out as we open our hearts to receive all that is in our community today. Maggie Post shares that her brother John died from bone cancer peacefully on the winter solstice in Connecticut, surrounded by his family. John met his goal of making his 70th birthday, and he was able to say goodbye to most of his family and friends. Maggie, we hold you and your family in love and care as you mourn this loss in this season. And new member Jean Main asks for good thoughts and wishes as she heals from COVID. She says she is getting better and appreciates all the good wishes that she can get. Jean, may your symptoms be mild, and may your recovery be swift. For those online, I invite you to share from your heart by entering in the chat. This is a time to share all that you wish, joys and sorrows, and whatever else is shared from your heart. Those in the sanctuary can see your sharing on the screen. And for those in person today, I invite you to come forward if there is something you would like to bring into this community. You may place a stone in the water as you hold your sharing in your heart. Please come up by the side aisle and return by the center aisle. Let's hear the heartbeat of our community and reach out our hearts in love and care for all those who share. We'll place a stone in the water for all that has been shared online, shared from the heart. And one more stone placed in the water for all that we hold in our hearts and that remains unspoken. I invite you into a time of reflection and prayer with a Christmas meditation by Christine Robinson. May these moments of quiet lead us to the heart of the season, which is peace. May we breathe deeply of peace in this quiet place. Relax into its warmth. Know we are safe here. And let us open our hearts to the season's story. Like the wandering couple, may we find that our greatest trials issue forth from our greatest joys. Like the harried innkeeper, may we find ways to be of help to others. Like the lumbering beasts, may we be silent witnesses to the unfathomable glory of life. Like the shepherds on the hill, may we know that we need never be afraid. Like the journeying wise, may we always have the courage to follow our stars. Like the angels, may we cry peace to a troubled world. Holy One, to these prayers for our own transformation, we add our prayers for all of those who suffer and grieve this season. May they find comfort. And we add our prayers for all of those involved in war. May they be safe. And may this season of peace and goodwill nudge our world toward its ideals, for then will Christmas truly dawn. Amen. Let's hold a moment of silence together.
found on hymn number 240.
Unitarian Universalist Megan Foley offers this Christmas homily. These are Megan's words. You know how when you're a kid and it's close to Christmas and adults who don't really know what to talk to you about ask, "So what do you hope to get for Christmas this year?" This is actually a good question to ask a kid who celebrates Christmas, because they're almost always bursting with ideas of things they'd love to have. Excuse me. My son, for example, used to create a list 3 pages long, single-spaced, full of stuff that I couldn't even pronounce. So it's generally a safe bet, if you don't know a kid, to make conversation by asking what they hope to have under the tree. But one year when I was about 9, I couldn't think of what I wanted for Christmas, at least not the one-word answer that adults seemed to want. In fact, what I really wanted that year couldn't be put under the tree at all. I wanted to be treated like an adult. Unfortunately for me, my parents thought that was sort of ridiculous. This was all just too difficult to explain to outsiders. So I made up an answer. When adults asked me what I wanted for Christmas that year, I told them I wanted a bike. Not because I wanted a bike, mind you, just so that I wouldn't have to talk about it anymore. So what happened next might not come as a surprise to you. On Christmas morning, I woke up and came down to the tree where there was a new, pretty, yellow bicycle for me. It was a good present overall, and I was a lucky girl to get it. The thing was, I didn't know I would get a bike because I really didn't want one. And yet I was telling people I wanted a bike, acting as if I did want one, and I guess my parents overheard or asked someone what I said, and in that Christmas mystery that happens for children and adults alike, I ended up with a bike. It wasn't bad for sure, but it wasn't what I intended because I was asking for something that fit in with what other people expected to hear, and not for something that I wanted from my own heart. When I think back to that time, I resolved to do a couple of things, not just around Christmas time, but in everyday life. First, I'm careful what I ask for. You might think I'm still talking about the stuff you might find under a Christmas tree, but I'm talking about the bigger stuff, the things I want out of my life. What I am saying to people who ask me what I want in my life, not just for Christmas, am I asking for what seems normal, even though it doesn't reflect the real me? Am I taking the easy way out of a conversation? This is important because you never know who's paying attention. You don't in life want to be asking for something you don't really want because there's a chance you might get it. There are plenty of voices in the world, for example, telling you how to live your life the right way, telling you what makes for success and what makes for happiness. Will you agree just because it's easier to? What will happen if you ask for the wrong thing and you get it? The other lesson I learned is that the things that you announce that you want have a way of finding you. If your heart is longing for something that seems silly or impossible, and you can't imagine how you could possibly see that wish into reality, then it will help. I promise you, it will help if you start telling yourself and other people what you're hoping for. You don't have to know how it will work out first. You probably won't say, I want a bike, but you might say something like this: I want more time with my kids. I want more time with my parents. I want to forgive my father. I want to get along with my sister. I want to live my life more simply. I wish I had more free time to just play. I want to devote my life to a cause that I can believe in. I want to tell my parents that the only subject that I like in school is art. I want to do that work that is always calling me, even though I've got education and experience doing something else. Say it. Just start saying it and see what happens for you. It might not come the way you expect it, but I believe that wishes of the heart are answered one way or another. Try it and see what happens for you. Bikes that are asked for do have a way of appearing under our Christmas trees. Make sure, both at Christmas time and in other times, that you ask for what you really want. You may be very surprised one morning at what you find under your tree and in your life. Let's be in silence together for just a moment.
Let's sing together one more Christmas carol. 237, the first Noel. I invite you to rise.
Please remain standing as we extinguish our chalice with these words from Howard Thurman. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flocks, the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among the people, to make music in the heart. Merry Christmas.
Let's sing together our unison benediction.
May you know the Spirit in you. May you know the Spirit in me. With loving